What's up, YouTube? This is the video creator reactionary, and today we're gonna be reacting to a video from Eight at the Table. That's the number eight, ATTHETABLE, Eight at the Table. They have some pretty good content over there. Go over there and check them boys out. Give them a like, give them a subscribe. And here in the future, I'm probably gonna be reacting. Their name is. We're gonna be reacting to other people's reaction to videos. So I'm gonna react to reaction sometime in the near future, not the next video. But right now, as you can see, it's going to be Eight at the Table, sexual rejection in a marriage or relationship. Let's get it.
Listen, let me just say, I gotta, honestly, I always gotta take a bath as soon as I get into the crib, right? So I'm sliding in there naked too, you know what I mean? I'm all that action, 5 in the morning. You know, I want all that 5 in the morning action. You ain't gonna make my sex life boring. Like, you know what I mean? My friends telling me, you out there and these niggas all happy, and I'm running around trying to catch my day. Nah, you can start my day off real right, and I'm gonna start your day off right.
Right,
And we might have an hour of sleep. You go right back to sleep. Just give me a good 20 minutes real quick. You know what I mean? A hard, straight morning sex.
Like
And
audio's not
sometimes
lining up.
you might, this, that, and the third, like trying to stop.
Like the audio and the video is not lining up here. Let me see if it'll catch up.
I mean, you good. I might wake you up with some head. You know, that'll definitely get the motor running. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it seems like the audio is off. Let me see if I can restart this. See if it'll play right.
Listen. Let me just say, I gotta honestly, I always gotta take a bath as soon as I get into the crib, right? So I'm sliding in there naked too. You know what I mean? Wake up. I want all action. 5 in the morning. You know,
Like the
all
video's
that
kind of
5 in
off.
the morning action. You ain't gonna make my sex life.
I feel like the video and audio's kind of off. I'm just gonna still let it play because for some reason it's just off right now. It won't play in a line correctly, but that's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and still let it play and just listen to it and respond.
Like, you know what I mean? My friends telling me, you out there and these niggas all happy, and I'm running around trying to catch my day. Nah, you can start my day off real right, and I'm gonna start your day off right. And we might have an hour of sleep. You go right back to sleep. Just give me a good 20 minutes real quick. You know what I mean? A hard, straight morning sex.
Comment down below if you agree with that. Little 5 a.m. One hit a quitter, 20 minutes. You go back to sleep. She go back to sleep. Keep on going.
And sometimes I don't care if you might, this, that, and the third, like trying to stop me. Nah, you good. I might wake you up with some head. You know, that'll definitely get the motor running. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course.
So look, let's split the baby. If you want to come in, you know what I'm saying, wake me up. Let it be between 10 and 1 a.m. Like some reasonable hours. It's not corny. It's called no.
I need you to be. You need to be
called
at your
borders.
office.
It's called borders.
Everybody at your office need to know.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Men don't respect borders. If I'm literally telling you I'm down to fuck.
I don't think it's that men don't respect borders. I think a lot of times women try to hold the sex, and they try to say, "Oh, you can." I think he's talking about. I don't know if he's talking about marriage. I might have missed it at the beginning. I don't know if he's talking about marriage or in a or if you're in a regular friend relationship or you boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that. But if you're married, I don't think it should be a problem. You don't get up, you have sex with him, you go back to sleep. She's about wait till 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, you can have all kinds of excuses. I gotta go make the cereal. I gotta go this, and I gotta go do that. It can turn into a chess match. It can turn into an argument just because you wanna. Just because right now they're about to argue over what time we're supposed to get up and have sex. 5 a.m. He's saying 5 a.m. He want to get it over with. She's saying, oh, we need to wait till 10. You know, I mean, it sounds kind of like a disconnect here. Like he wants it at 5, she wants it at 10. I don't know if these two are in a relationship. I don't know if they're just talking on the panel. I don't know, but let's see what else they got to say.
I'm gonna do some nasty shit. Like I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, suck your dick from the
But we got to wait till 10. We got to make an appointment.
back. Like literally anything that you want. I'm telling you, I'm going to do it. But you can't respect my hours.
She said you can't respect my hours. Oh my God! This is not a 9 to 5. I report in at 9 and I leave at 5. She said you cannot respect my hours of sexuality. My hours of sexuality are from 10 a.m. to whatever to 1 p.m. I'm just making that number up. So she's just gonna say only time we're gonna have sex is from 10 to 1 or whatever time she said. I don't know if that's it, but that's what she's saying right now. You're not respecting my hours. Wow. Okay.
There's no hours. Like I don't
No,
understand.
okay. What if you say, Aaron, yo, I don't want you to suck my dick with your teeth.
She said that one. This is what we come to, guys. We're arguing about what time we get to have sex. We're arguing about when to have sex. We're arguing about the hours. There are hours or there aren't hours. It really should be any hours. If a man is in the mood and you are his wife, I don't think there should be hours. If he just, I mean, I think it depends on the couple as well. If you've been taking care of your man, you've been giving it up to him every single day, and you're like, I just wait till tomorrow and I'll make sure I take care of you. I do a review if you can wait till tomorrow, wait till the night. For me, that'd probably be fine. But if you're just trying to just do it, just say I don't feel like, just wait till 10 o'clock. I mean, you gotta, man, it's crazy. Respect
And I
hours.
keep sucking your dick with my teeth.
Now you
No, it's the exact same thing.
you don't supposed to be hitting me off with your
No.
teeth and need to feel like you don't got none. Period. Like at the end of the day, listen, you must ain't listen to Pretty Ricky.
I don't know what's wrong with this video, but the audio is off.
Like I'm trying to tell you, and I don't know what it is with the darkest hour of the night, trying to have sex. Like it's just that's just what it is. 11 o'clock though, like why are you going to sleep at 11?
I'm saying between. I gave you a huge time period. I'm saying
This
like
audio was really off.
1. Like those are like.
So she did say 11 to 1.
That can still wake up, have some great sex, and get back to sleep, and still hit the REM.
All right,
So she's talking about waking up at 11 a.m. to have sex and going back to sleep. What you gotta do? You gotta get up and put on your makeup. If you already in the bed together, what else you gotta do? He already seen you without your mask on. If he already done seen you what you look like. I mean, I don't think it makes a difference what time it is. What's the difference from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m.? For me, I don't think there's a big difference. I mean, it's no real difference to me. 5 a.m. If you get up at 5 and you do it, you don't have to get up at 11. You can sleep in longer than that if you want. If you don't have anything else to do, you get up and take care of it at 5. He say 5. He say 20 minutes is all he needs. 5 to 5:30. You take your shower and you hop back in the bed. You back to bed at 6 o'clock, 6:15. It is called compromise. I mean, because you can see right here, he's like, like, what is he talking about?
what about 6 a.m. right before you hop in the shower to get ready?
Fair. Totally fair. I'm literally asking people. I'm asking you to not touch 2 hours. That's all I'm asking. How
This video off is kind of killer.
I believe that if you're being rejected on a consistent basis by your partner, I hate the way this sounds, but if it is consistent, I think you already know what your options are. There's 2 options. One is to leave, and one is to get your rocks off with somebody else.
Facts.
But before you get to that stage, and this is the honest truth, before you get to that stage, there has to be a conversation. Because, like you said, there may be an issue with the person's mental.
I agree with that. If you're having an issue in a relationship when you and your partner, like they a minute ago, they couldn't agree on a time frame. Like if I'm saying I want to be at 5, you say no, I got to be at 11. Oh no, let's do it at 6. Oh no, at 7. Then when you wake up, is you get pushed to the side, or she says you're constantly getting rejected. And there's some kind of issue going on, either mentally or physically, and you have to sit down and talk about it. If that don't work, I mean, I don't know what to tell you from there. It's gonna be it's gonna pretty much be a personal decision from there what you do after that. If the person is not taking care of your physical needs and you need the sex, all men want sex. So if they're not taking care of your needs, and like she said, you have a couple options. One, you can get it from somewhere else. Excuse me. 2, do it yourself, jack off, I guess. And she was saying the last option was have a conversation about it, but I think that should be the first option. You have a conversation about it, and if you got not getting the way, you look at those other 2 options that she mentioned first. I mean, that's just gonna be the hard truth of it.
They could be depressed. The person could be physically going through something. Like, I don't know, as a woman, you could have vaginal dryness and you haven't talked about it with your partner. Like, I'm just saying that.
I have that?
Yeah.
But if you have that issue, why not talk to your partner about it? Why is there something that she would want to withhold? Why would that be an issue? There's plenty of things out there that you can use to help with vaginal dryness. They have KY jelly, And I'm sure they have numerous other things that you can use. So why not just tell your partner, I mean, I'm having this issue right now. So they'll be you might be understanding. You might be caring and say, okay, well, what we got to do to fix this? What's going on? What's the mental block? Do you need to go to the doctor? Do you need to go to the gynecologist? Do you need to go get some help? I mean, what's going on?
As you age, it does happen because I think something with your hormones or whatever.
Okay.
But like at the end of the day, there could be something physically wrong with you, and there could also be something mentally wrong with you. A lot of times when men won't have sex with their wives, it's because they're depressed. And when you're depressed, it does something to your dick. Like the shit don't work right, you know. And I think it's a harder
I do apologize again, but this video was the video and audio was off, and I can't get it back on track, so I'm just gonna let it run like it is.
conversation for a woman to have with a man to one say, yo, are you okay? Is something wrong? And if he gonna play it off like, yeah, I'm good, my next question is like, yo, are you not into this? You know what I mean? People want to have sex with me. I get dick thrown at me 3 times a day, 7 days a week. What is your problem?
What Chris Rock said?
So, but look, again, my question is, who are you having sex with? If we not having sex, you having sex with somebody. It ain't your man 7 days a week. Like really, what is it? And it all goes back to when you have a conversation, figure out if the health side is right, mental and physical. And if that's not it, you're only left with 2 options. And really the choice is up to you to figure out what you're gonna do with those 2 options. And when you have to come to those 2 options, people be like, oh, you should leave. Why would anybody leave a good relationship where 80% of it is good and the 20%, which is sex, that is off?
Well, that 20% that you're talking about can cause a man to go out and cheat. So I mean, you saying 20% might be bad. It depends on what you're talking about. Like if a man goes out and cheat on his wife, what is she gonna say? Even though she may be having those issues, which could be plenty, especially if she's not communicating with the partner. What do you think she's gonna feel like if he goes out and cheats on her, even though all this happened? Most of the time, who's gonna get the blame? The guy's gonna get the blame, not the woman. The guy's more likely going to get the blame for that situation. So I mean, I can't really understand what you're saying there, but let's go right here.
Why would you leave?
So you about to say you take it?
Why would I leave? Let's see. Would I rather stay in a relationship where I'm being neglected for something that I actually want, that my body is saying I actually want, that I love to do, and if my spouse is constantly rejecting me, I mean, yeah, if I was in that situation, I would more likely have to. I would think about it hard. I mean, it also depends on if do you have kids. How long have you been in this relationship? How attached have you become to this person? I mean, if it's an issue that you can't work out, then I think you would leave. If you're in a relationship with a person that's not trying to if the person isn't trying, they're not putting in any effort to try to make the situation better, then yes, I would think about leaving. Or I would give it a time frame. I wouldn't even. I mean, you don't have to tell a person. Just say, you know, just have a long conversation with them about the issues, and if they don't fix it, I mean, I have no to tell you. You might have to just leave because apparently they're not feeling you. You want to. The man is out here saying he wants to have sex with his wife, not girlfriend. I'm talking about wife, not girlfriend. And he's constantly getting rejected. And guess what's going on? You watch TV, there's sex. You walk outside, there's women who badly wearing clothes. You walk in Walmart. I mean, everywhere you go, there's women. So this man is apparently going to get turned on by somebody else, and eventually he may end up cheating if he's not strong enough. You actually set your man up for failure if you can't take care of his needs physically, and you're supposed to just take that. Come on.
Choice number 2.
I'm not saying what I would do for sure, but I'm logical in this. I'm not leaving a good situation because 20% of it is off.
So basically, you're gonna do what?
So she's speaking from a woman's standpoint. From a man's standpoint, if you can't take care of his needs, and he goes and gets it from somewhere else, you're going to want him to leave anyway. So she's just talking from a woman's point of view. If most of the time the women, I don't have the stats on it, but I can guarantee you most of the time the women aren't the ones who's getting sexually neglected in a relationship. Now I don't have the stats. If you have the stats, you can prove me wrong. Put them down below in our research, and I'll make a correction. But as far as I know, I don't think it's as many women as men who've been sexually neglected in a relationship as the men are. If you can prove that to me, just comment down below.
I'm gonna figure it out. Take it how you want to take it. I'm just saying.
So you cheating?
Look, Do you want me happy is the question.
Now she's going down another road saying, "Do you want to be happy?" Is the question. How am I going to be happy if you cheating on me, and how are you going to be happy if I'm cheating on you? How is that supposed to be a happy relationship? When you see these shows where on even Kevin Samuels, the Fresh and Fit podcast, you see all these women come on and say they value commitment, and now she's saying, in order for me to be happy, I'll take the 80%, but the 20%, which I'm not getting the sexually, I'll get it from somewhere else. But you have to be happy with that. You have to be content with that. You have to take me like that.
Do you want me to be happy? Like, because the thing is that if you know, listen, if you're my husband and I'm coming home and you're not having sex with me, I'm on 10. I'm nagging. Like, my emotional frustration is high.
I can
I'm
believe that.
petty. I'm talking shit to you. Like, I need a release. Men, and they're the only ones who need sex. Like, we need sex just as much. Like, we have, on top of, like, just the inner workings of it, think about all the hormones we got going through our bodies.
So are you saying all of this to say that you're going to cheat?
I'm saying when a person is being rejected at home or sexually in the bedroom, you have two options. Either you stay and figure out your 80-20.
So when she was saying she'll stay, I hadn't heard many women say that. I guess if it's her decision and she's the one that's being neglected, she's saying that she would stay and take the 80%, and I guess hope she don't get caught because from the way she's talking, it doesn't sound like she's communicating that she's going to go out and make sure that he's okay with it, whoever's in a relationship with it. If the person is not giving you what you need, why not talk to him and say, if you're not going to give it to me, then why I can't get it from somewhere else? If you're not going to be that person to make sure that my needs are being met. So if you do decide that you have to get it from somewhere else, that there won't be an issue since you're saying you want to take the 80 and you don't want to. I mean, you want to take the 80% and the 20% is what's going to be discarded. Let's move.
Or you gonna figure it out outside your house. That's really all it is.
So they ain't gonna leave you. So they just gonna have another guy to help keep your relationship functioning.
It's not even being a good guy. You legitimately love your spouse or your partner, or something just ain't right. It just ain't right. Like, and we're talking about consistently, not just 1 month something is off, not just 2 months. We're talking
years gonna happen.
months, like months.
So not even a year. You just talking about months.
Well, I'm saying
I can agree with that. I mean, if it's going on for longer than a couple months and it starts to go on for years, and there's an issue that's going on that's not being resolved, whether it's mentally or whether it's physically, there's something going on. I mean, there's things out there that you can use. There's pills, there's potions, there's all kind of things. I mean, you can go to the doctor, and the doctor can give you some advice. The doctor can point you in the right direction. I mean, there's too many things in today's 2021 day and age where it shouldn't really be a problem. So I mean, if it's not physical, it must be something mental that needs to be resolved in that area.
after 3 months and something is wrong and you just let it keep going and you trying to figure it out, like something has to, like, what is a person expected to do? Like, real talk, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is a person
Hmm.
expected to do? Or what are you, as the person doing the turning down, what are you expecting from your spouse?
And you saying this is without you having the real knowledge of why.
You've had the conversation.
So you had it. So once you know the problem,
You don't. So say I'm coming to you as a woman. As a man, are you gonna say, yes, dear, I'm depressed, or yes, I'm so messed up, like my dick don't work?
most guys won't admit that they are depressed to their woman because it's going to show lack of security in a relationship, right? It's going to show like what you depressed about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what does a woman do when a man won't even be forthcoming with her about why he's not having sex
What
with
if
her?
he is forthcoming? What if he said, "Babe, I'm depressed"?
So let's get you some help.
So all right, and what if 7 months went past and he just like some people like me when I'm depressed, I want to have sex a lot. I'm not.
This is kind of frustrating. The audio is real off, and I cannot get it fixed.
Opposite, but some guys don't want to have sex. I just want to have sex. I'm trying to sex the depression away. Like me personally, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's just the way. Those are my ways of handling depression. So what if the guy he's just not right for 7 months, and you know his issue?
Okay, and let's be real about this. There has to be a conversation because we have to be realistic. Is it okay for me as a wife to expect to say no to my husband 7, 8, 9, 10 11 months, a year, and then not be willing to have a conversation about, you know what, I understand you need some sort of physical satisfaction. Is it
Right.
not reasonable for me to be like, you know what, I understand I keep telling you no, maybe you need to go handle that?
I've learned that there's men.
9 times out of 10, or probably even 10 out of 10, a woman won't do that. She won't tell him. She'll just keep withholding, and more likely to keep withholding, and just. And I mean, I don't think that happens more often than not, especially if a guy is not making, as they say, 6 figures and a high value man or whatever they want to call it. A woman is not gonna want her man to go out to sleep with somebody else, even if they don't want to. It's actually selfish, but I don't think that's happening. There's actually I was looking this up years ago, and I think it was what's the lady's name? Michelle Weiner Davis called a book called Sexually Frustrated, I think it was. Something like that. But she wrote a book about it, how there are people out there who have that situation. And the book goes into detail about what you should do in those types of situations, or what should be done, or what the woman can do, what the man can do, whoever's in that particular situation, what you can do to make it better, especially just having a conversation and sitting down so you can have understanding, so it won't be as much frustration. You get frustrated just by just wondering what's going on, what's up with this. Then your mind starts to wondering about it starts wondering at different places about what could it be, and it may not even be that, but just because they're not communicating, because they're not expressing themselves, and they're not getting the help they need to correct the situation, that makes it actually worse than what it should be.
That don't mind feeding their wife to the wolves. In other words, allowing their wife to go have sex with another man. That would never be me. But how other people run their relationships, I have not, to each his own. So, but what if the guy, like, you don't think being in a relationship, that's the part that you just gotta ride out with your man with? It's only 7 months. Y'all been together for years.
No, no, no.
Right? Say if y'all got years in y'all marriage.
Hmm.
There's no ride. Like, he's effed up as a person mentally at this point in time. He's depressed. Don't think that you're supposed to ride out? He obviously he's not having sex, so you can't wait. Neither both of y'all. It's not a forever thing. He just got to get past a certain point. You don't want to ride out with him.
It's not about riding out. It's about having a real conversation about real expectations. If you come from a situation where 2 years ago y'all were having sex 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week to absolutely nothing now, I understand figuring out the problem, going to see health professionals, and trying to figure things out. But how long is a person supposed to eat it? Like how long do you just take the L?
I think that's a real question. How long are you supposed to wait for this person to figure it out while you're suffering, while you're trying to be understanding, while you're trying to try to help them to figure out what the deal is? Like, how long are you supposed to wait on this thing to be fixed? And like I said earlier, I think it all depends. Do you have kids in that situation? If you have kids, then you're probably going to be more than likely trying to work it out even more. If you don't have kids, that person may be is willing to walk away. Because I mean, you don't want to be a person out there just that has urges, sexual urges, and you have women. I mean, this goes both ways, men or women. You have someone who's constantly have those urges, and then you walk out in the world, and people are constantly flirting with you. And it just can turn into a bad situation because the person whoever it is, the man or the woman who's neglecting the other spouse, it can just turn ugly if you don't address the situation before it turns into something worse than what it already is. It can turn into I mean, like you said, she'll be getting petty. She'll be arguing over stuff that's not even not even worth arguing over. It just turns into a whole stressful situation that turns even more stressful because of the frustration that person is trying to get out because of the lack thereof.
What if y'all did try? And every time you try, the thing that he just don't get right.
Then you have a conversation.
Right. So
That's the thing.
I'm past. I'm saying y'all had the conversation. You know his issue. His things just stayed still right because he's still in a depressed state. How do you
Then you have a conversation.
about
Look,
so you're in other words you're saying you having a conversation saying like, babe, listen, I gotta go get some work. I gotta get tuned up properly.
I think you have. Yeah, think about it. Just like you need people say they need love in a relationship. A lot of people need physical reinforcement, physical touch. Like if that is your love language and you need the touch, the feel, the
Again, guys, ignore the video. This kind of video and audio is off on this particular video. And I'm just going to let it play to the end. It's about another 15 minutes left.
sex and you're not getting it, where does that put you? So you both y'all gonna be miserable for years because we don't know how long your situation is gonna be where you're gonna be depressed or you're gonna be feeling like your dick isn't gonna work. So is it fair when there are options for me for us to not have a reasonable discussion about how I can at least be in a good place?
So you said to me, right, that women go through a stage of dryness. Right?
No, that's not what I said. What I'm saying is that no.
It was new news to me. But the way how it translated to me, you said like if they hormones, they get to a certain age that they hormones, they might have what?
Vaginal dryness.
Vaginal dryness.
But I mean, the thing is that you're loose for that. It's not even that big of a deal.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
If his thing ain't right, can he just use the toys on you?
All right.
Again,
Okay.
from the conversation, what are we going to do to make sure you are getting what you need mentally to get to where you need to be and to where I'm getting what I need physically? Because right now, my mental is okay. I need some physical. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, this is the thing. People aren't being realistic. Like, a man be like, man, I ain't letting nobody run up in my wife. I ain't feeding my wife to the wolves. But at the end of the day, like, if you don't give her what she needs, she has to go find it. And you need to be a reasonable man and be a reasonable partner when you're not giving it to her. Like, you have to be. Otherwise, she is gonna resent you. She gonna fucking hate you. You gonna get on her fucking nerves. Like, let's just be real about it.
And 100%, I agree to that. I agree to what she might start feeling like. However, what about I'm there. So there's no riding out with him until he get over the situation.
Yes, but what if this takes 3 years? You really? So, no. Listen, no, real talk. Let's say it takes 3 years.
Your vow says through ups and downs.
Let's say it takes longer than 3 years. Let's say it takes 5 to 10 years. What happens when a guy goes to jail and a woman is supposedly left on the outside to wait for him to come back? What happens in that situation? What happens if the wife goes to jail and her husband's left? What happens in those situations? Do they actually wait it out?
Richard or poorer. These is what these is what. So the point is, what if he's not okay with you getting knelt by anyone else? And listen, because you gotta look at it. If a woman's going through that stage that she get vaginal dryness, you don't want him. You don't want him. I'm back to that because I'm stuck on that because that really messed up my head. You don't want him like, Mom, the lube is not working. Like, I need to feel your actual juices coming from your body. Like, I don't need the chemical to try to make it feel like, look, no, I know it's not the real thing. Like, I need you. I need your juices flowing with mine. Like, all of this thing is back and forth. So, like, you don't want him.
That means your mouth not wet enough. That's all it means. So, if you worried about, if something got to make it wet. If something is wrong.
So help me understand vaginal dryness.
Oh my God! It's not even like we're talking about like older women. Like once you start getting menopause and stuff like that.
I mean, we got different ages of people that watch this, so we talk. What about them? We also gotta get an answer to them because young people most of the time, we just going out and nailing something else. I just want to be clear, but I'm just saying once you get past that, or if you want to try to discipline yourself and really try to ride this out with your partner, like you don't want him to nail something else.
I agree, but the thing is, again, this all comes down to having an adult conversation. It is a difficult conversation, but it's like, you know what? I understand what's going on with you physically, but let's be realistic about my needs and my wants and my desires. So let's say, okay, you know what? I'm willing to see this through for a year. I want you to get better. I want things to be back to what they were. But at what point at what point do I get to have happiness?
So if you go out and cheat after he done told you,
I'm literally asking.
You know what? Technically, it's not cheating because if you forewarn him, like I'm about to go get, listen.
No, it's not forewarning. We're literally having a conversation, man and wife.
And he said, "Babe, I know I don't want you to have sex with me."
Well, I think you need to fucking get your shit together then. That's all I got for you.
All right,
that's all I got for you.
So, and another 3 months don't went past, right? You said, first of all, you already said you're going to option 2.
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying there's only two options, and that's up to the viewers to figure out what they want to do with their options.
So what would you do?
I'm gonna figure it out. I mean, I have two options. I gotta think of. It's gonna be one of them. You know,
So he a good man that you don't want to leave. So what's the other option, Aaron?
I'm gonna figure it out. Man, you not gonna catch me with a trick, man. What you think this is? Shit. No, but seriously, I think this is an important thing to talk about because I think I think we all think that it's just men who are getting turned down for sex, but it's not just men. Like it's women who are dealing with this as well. So I really think that
Well, I know there's women that go through similar things. It goes both ways. I just don't think it's as many women as it is as men. I just think it's more men, in my opinion, because I don't have the stats in front of me. I didn't really look them up, to be honest with you. I'm just going off what I think. If you know anything different, just comment down below. But, you know, she said she think that, I mean, we know that women are more likely going through a similar issue. It's just how many women, right?
we need to be able to give some type of like some sort of information on like what women in this kind of situation like what are we supposed to do about it? Like the thing is that we're expected to just stick around. Like women are just expected to take a dude back when he cheat. Expected to ride or die with him, expected to help him get it out the mud, expected to stick by him when he ain't getting no sex, when he going through it. Like, at what point do we get a W? Like, a dog has to get a bone at some point, right? Like, all we do is take fucking L's. Like, I'm just saying, all I'm asking is like for a man and a woman to have a realistic and a reasonable conversation about what our options are trying to maneuver a bad situation in our relationship.
And it go both ways. The guy got to deal with your nagging. The
Mm-hmm.
guy got to deal with all of the problems that a woman presents in a relationship. Because everybody got baggage. So it's the mental stress of y'all only satisfied. Women, ladies, don't kill me, but y'all only satisfied for a certain amount of months. You could be like, babe, we need to. I'm throwing any number out there, babe. We need to make 100,000 a year. We need to make 100,000 a year. As soon as the man make 100,000 a year, 3 months later, that's not enough. We need to make 200,000 a year. He go ahead and make the 200. Like I never satisfied, right? Completely. Like it's just always something. So he deals with the baggage. It's not like y'all. And guess what? We expected it. Suck it up. That's all women. Women, they're going to nag. They're going to do this. What women you going to find that's not going to do that? It's a whole bunch of things that go on. So it's not just it's not one sided.
Right.
You know, we both have problems or baggages that we're bringing into to the relationship.
Are you willing to work them
That
out?
both are expected to deal with. You know, the man is expected to handle or move at a certain limit. I mean, that's pressure. We understand that you guys is underneath pressure, but y'all also have to understand that we are underneath pressure. And the reason why I was asking those questions is because what if those, like, just as fast as you could go out and go cheat, our DMs is lit too. And so at the end of the day, we can, and
But that's the thing,
I have to correct it. I don't think a lot of men's DMs are lit up like that. I don't think as many DMs lit up that like he's saying. I think some guys are. I don't think a lot of guys DMs are lit up like that. They probably got to go to Tinder somewhere to find it. And then when you go there, it's still not the case. You know, I mean, it's for guys. It's a guy's struggle getting women versus women's struggle to getting guys. Like she said in the video earlier, pretty much a woman can get up and it might have been this video or another video. She can pretty much get up and walk outside and get attention. A guy got to walk outside, get attention. He got to get in his car. He got to have on clean shoes. He got to have his teeth together. He got to smell good. He got to have a belt on. He got to have all this stuff. He got to be 6 feet, you know. So he got to have all these qualifiers before he even talks to the girl. And all a woman got to do is pretty much walk out the door. And if she bad, she don't have to really be wearing a lot. She don't have to be dressed right. She don't have to have her face together. She don't have to have her hair together. She can just walk outside the door and have options. Men, it's not like that for men. Men they gotta actually go out here and like she said, get it out of the mud. They gotta get it out of the mud, the sand, the dirt, the gravel, and all of that when they gotta try to get a woman. You gotta get out there and go get it. And I can guarantee you, it's more men. You have to going through more rejection trying to find one woman than it is women going to reject and trying to find a man. get back to it.
Like the thing is that you don't. It's not that I want to cheat or that you want to cheat. We're talking about a real life situation where a couple is trying to figure out like how do you maneuver something in a relationship that appears insurmountable. Like your dick doesn't work, I need sex. So how do we figure it out? Like that's really at the core of that's the crux of the problem.
Yeah.
Like you just it's a conversation about how do we navigate this rough patch.
And also on our end, you just might be depressed about something, and you might not be happy in a really. I think that, and I heard a woman say this. Sometimes they get to a point.
Yeah, and I think it's not just men. Like I think she's just talking from one standpoint. He's talking from a man's standpoint. I think women aren't always forthcoming as well. I mean, they don't really tell you everything. They don't want to come out and say it, and you can ask them, they still may not say nothing about it. So I mean, that thing is something that can go both ways. It's not just a one-way street. You know, I think if a man he asks his wife like, "What's the deal? What's going on?" She might not say anything because she not lying to the point to where she don't. She might not want to hurt his feelings. But like you've been going at it for this long, and you just don't want to. You know, you don't want to work it out. You don't want to resolve the issue. I think it's coming to a whole lot of foolishness instead of just being honest and addressing the issue and taking care of it. Turns into this turmoil. It turns into a whole litmus item of things that just I mean just not getting resolved because neither the person just doesn't want to come out and do what needs to be done to make sure this issue is being resolved or at least in the process of being resolved.
In a relationship that they reevaluate things and they like, do I really want this for the rest of my life? Like this person is not really a bad person, but
Hmm.
like it's not enough for me. Like, or when you get to that, you feel like it's not enough. A man has to walk with you and deal with you through that. That's a mental problem at that point that you second guessing somebody that's been.
At the same time, you're pulling down the other person. You're pulling down the confidence of the other person. You're pulling down you're making this other person frustrated. You're more than likely stressing them out. Whether it's a man or a woman, you're pretty much putting that person in a lower place. You're pulling them down, and you're just pulling them down to another level because they're trying to deal with other things going on around them. They have to come home and deal with you. They may have to come home and deal with other things as well. Things going on with kids, things going on with grandparents, things going on with parents, things going on with siblings. I mean, it's a whole lot of issues that could be going on, and then he has to come home and deal with a wife or a husband who's nagging, who's frustrating the daylights out of, who's not trying to make them as happy as they say they should be, or as happy as they want to be. And then after the communication, just be thrown out there. Even after the communication, if you're still having the issue, and I mean, I guess therapy is where you need to go.
And shooting with you in the gym, and because you might be exposed or you might be influenced by social media. You see your friends doing X, Y, and Z. Like depending on what part of their life that you might have children. Your friends might not have children, but so you see them
Right.
traveling everywhere. You become depressed because you feel like the man is, you dealing with his BS. Plus y'all got children. So much pressure going on. So the man's still dealing with the psyche of a woman that we never really get to figure out, right? Because y'all move like y'all move switch with the weather. Like 1 minute y'all can feel one way, the next minute, and trying to understand that. And then sometimes y'all come out and give lazy sex. Then it's like because so much.
Hey, y'all give that sleepy dick to don't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play.
Listen.
It's plenty dudes out here giving that sleepy dick, little dusty dick.
I don't know what that is.
Listen. I don't know about none of that. You know,
It's happening.
listen, and maybe once in the blue moon, but for the most part.
Last question.
What's up?
Last question. Should you be alert if your partner's complaining about your sex game?
What do you mean?
Like your sex is just whack.
Yeah, you need to fix it.
100% you need to be alert.
Absolutely.
If your shorty
Like,
telling you,
Say from the top.
listen, if 100% you should be worrying about if your woman is critiquing you or complaining about sex, like your sex is whack.
wait, what if she's not saying your sex is whack? What if she comes to you and she's like, look, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I want to do it in the booty. Like, I want to do it outside in the rain. Like, I want to do some new shit. I mean, so she essentially is telling you, yeah, I'm not feeling what we've been doing.
She getting dumped out by somebody. All right?
No, not necessarily.
Somebody else don't listen because what you're not doing, right? Someone else is doing that. She come back home. Now she measuring you up to the person that gave her that type of life. All right, and then now you have so many different issues. And if you're not doing that, if you're not, I truly believe. I'm about to say something I never thought I'd probably say on camera. I truly believe if you're not smutting your woman out, someone else will. So you gotta be giving her that work. All right, period. Like she wanna feel like
you know what I mean? It's a one night stand sometimes too. She want to feel like it's a little, you know what I mean? Like you coming in there, like it can't be
the same thing over and over again, right? You got all of that. Oh, babe, you so precious. I gotta all of that. Looking in the eyes every time. You gotta cut that. All right. Sometimes she just wants to come in, like you know what I mean? It's different.
Talk mad
Yeah,
good.
like yeah.
you need hair around your hand, like this. Let me show you. This is how it's gonna mean. And some of y'all want to know. You don't just grab the hair. Take it and you put it around your hand just like this. This is exactly what you need to do. That's one-on-one, right?
Giving examples out there?
You gotta be complaining that you always messing with her hair. Alright, if you're not doing none of that, you have a problem. I can't agree with that. Huh?
Why men are actually cursed to do that?
Yo, I'm gonna answer this.
That man that y'all say, don't bust a nut in some right on his face, but they won't go to that girl.
Yeah, because they you know what? Because you start getting all soft and start looking at her like you want to put her on a different pedestal. No, sir. All right.
So why men do that?
I think that men treat the side piece differently as far as sex is concerned than they do their wife at home or their woman at home. Is because one, I think sometimes they probably lack some sort of courage to even bring it up with the woman at the house that they want to do it with, because they may think she might turn them down or she may not be into it. At the end of the day, like, it's sex. It's supposed to be sweaty, spitty, nasty. Like, these are the things that we're supposed to be doing. And if you don't have it in you to at least have a conversation with your partner, or to at least just do it and see how she reacts, or do it and see how he reacts, then there's a problem. Like, I mean, there's a problem, and it ain't gonna get solved. Like you said, if she not getting smutted out, somebody is smutting it out somewhere else. Hearing how women is other friends and stuff. Listen, she might not want to be a prostitute, but she want to feel like a prostitute when she gets knocked out. Right? You got to give her that work. You know what I mean? And I'm a strong believer in that.
I guess that's it. The audio hadn't, looked like the audio and the video just wasn't synced on this video. But it looked like it, guys. The video is still playing when the audio is gone. Let me know what you think below. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so when I upload my next video. This is from 8 at the Table, talking about relationships, talking about sex, talking about lack of sex or lack of communication, a lot of things in this particular video. It's reactionary, and I'm out.